Good afternoon. It is Saturday, February the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. I am Bruce Leonard, and this is Bruce Leonard Leans Left, while it's still legal. Like I said, happy Valentine's Day. I hope that you're doing good out there. If you have a partner, you and your partner, have a good evening. Enjoy each other's company. And it is still legal today. But like I said, it's a fluid situation at all times. It is Saturday, and sometimes on Saturdays we're lucky enough to have my friend, the host of the History on Fire podcast and history professor, Daniele Bolelli, is with us. How are you, my friend?
Good, good, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Valentine's Day. You got a big plan going on here?
No, I don't make. I'm hostile to the calendar, so
All the time or just now?
no all the time. And I'm glad that my lady feels the same way. So to give you an idea of like how she is, it was a few years ago. It was New Year,
Mhm.
and I understand if somebody decide they don't care about New Year because they go to bed at like 10 p.m. or something. I get it, right?
Mhm.
He was up. He was like literally 11:53 p.m. So it's like, wait 7 minutes. It's New Year. We can pretend we care. We can do. She's like, nah, I'm going to sleep. Like literally 7 minutes before the New Year.
Say fuck it.
I so don't care. I'm not even gonna wait to brush my teeth. You know.
I don't really care anymore either about New Year's. It's like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
whatever,
know. It's,
It's like me this year, me and Laura, we were watching. Uh, there was this thing on her TV. It was fireworks from around the world,
mhm.
and like all these fireworks that were going on all over the world. And instead of just watching the stupid ball drop, like we do,
Yeah,
it's just like, man, it's way more extravagant. Like,
yeah, yeah. Totally. No, that's fun. That's
oh yeah,
fun.
it was like I said, like a truck trailer stage with Post Malone on it, and
Yeah,
and they dropped this disco ball down a pole.
yeah.
It's like it seemed kind of small in comparison.
Yeah, no, and also I think, I don't know, there's something about having to do things. It's kind of like, it's Valentine's Day, so every fucking flower shop gouges price like there's no tomorrow. It's these other things. So I don't know. I feel like, you know what? I like getting together with family to eat good food. But if it's not the week of Thanksgiving or Christmas, like I fucking care. Let's do it next week. It's
Right.
whatever. It's not. It's kind of like, so yeah, I'm really not, I don't even care about my birthday. I just don't care about any of them.
Is this something that occurred as you got older, or were you always that way?
No, I think I've always been a pain in the ass. So I think there was part of me that was like, oh, if everybody does this stuff, I'm not going to.
Right,
Some of it
right.
is
Bunch of
a little,
fucking sheep. It's like-
yeah. And I mean, some of it is like, okay, Daniela, just for once, shut up, just do what. But I think even like as a kid, um, I, I didn't start calling my father and mother mom or dad until I was late into my teenage years, almost as a joke. I always called them by name. I was always like, it was always like
It's
that. And
almost
if I
funnier
don't,
to switch it up when you're older.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. At that point, I was like, I've already proven my case. Now I can. Now it's funny.
Right, right.
Well, But yeah, no, it was. I don't know. I think he's. Yeah, I think I grew up in a way where there was um, a lot of questioning of the existing norms. So, I mean, even like, for example, in Italy, everybody is obsessed with soccer, right?
Right.
And so I was like, yeah, soccer is cool. I prefer basketball. So I would watch basketball. I was like, I did a lot of things that were not what you were supposed to do. And I think, there's something about being a bit of a contrarian that its own trap, that then is like, you are the asshole who always has to do things differently from everybody. And that's annoying just as well. But there's also something cool about choosing when you want to follow something and when you don't feel like it, when it makes sense. And so as long as it doesn't become its own prison where now you have to be the one who's always against the grain, if it's, some healthy measure of questioning customs and authority is nice. Do it too much, then you become a stereotype. But in the right measure, it's healthy.
Yeah, I think that's true, but that's kind of true with everything, though.
Yeah.
You said, moderation is the key to most things.
Yeah.
If you become too obsessed with something, you become a fanatic,
Mm,
and then that's super annoying. Nobody likes the fucking fanatics. Look at them.
nothing.
Look what they're doing. Like, I
I mean, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I was reading this article the other day about
Hmm.
AI, and
Hmm.
it was about how fast it is progressing now, and that how sooner or later, sooner rather than later, we're gonna start feeling that wave that you're talking about, where the AI comes in and starts fucking eliminating people's jobs, and
Yeah.
it just reminded me of that time that you were saying we should have that discussion about what would people do, what are people gonna do?
Yeah.
There ain't no
Yes.
jobs, you know what I mean? And we gotta
Yeah.
have soup kitchens and fucking like depression era, bread lines, and who the fuck knows? Like,
I know. I know. And I mean, in the ideal scenario, the one where there is a universal basic income and everybody has, a roof over their head and that kind of stuff, which is the absolute ideal, which is far from guaranteed that that's how it's going to play out. But let's assume the ideal. You still deal with the fact that most people have built their lives and identity on having a job and working and having stuff to do, and now you're telling them, I don't know, just fill your time somehow, and most people are absolutely not equipped for that. That's the reason why so many people die when they retire. They retire from their job and a year later they are dead, kind of thing, because they lose meaning, they lose and I think these are doing it on a global scale with most everybody. And that's again in the good scenario where you have your bills paid. Just psychologically, that's a hell of a giant transformation to happen overnight in a way that I don't know how many people are particularly well equipped for that.
right? So you think suicides and things like that will go
I mean, yeah,
up.
yeah, because I think there's,
Depression,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
anxiety,
Hmm.
people feeling alone.
Yeah, yeah,
Like what a lot of most people, the social contact they get is at their job,
totally. And so
and
you
that's
have
like
these,
forced. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like forced contact. Where like
yeah,
if you're just telling somebody, okay, you're just hang out at your house and go out at your leisure. And
yeah.
what are you supposed to just go out and just start talking to random strangers? You know what I mean? Like, uh,
Absolutely, especially because people have these instantaneous gratification through technology, where and instead building relationships take work. It's not instantaneous. Not everybody is going to be like AI that you give it a little prompt and goes, wow, you are so smart, this is such a brilliant prompt that you gave me.
right, right.
People are so you're going to have this thing where technology rewards you and makes you feel good every 3 seconds. You go out in the real world and people are not going to be that easy, and they also are kind of maladapted because they don't necessarily know how to communicate very well with other human beings. So there's these, I can spend my time in my room with my screen, and I get this bombardment of just all the happy chemicals in my brain, or I can just go and do all this hard work out there of interacting with real humans. Ooh, that's way too hard. That's definitely a possibility. That's
But
definitely a possibility that it makes people even more reclusive, even less capable of human contact, and all of that.
it's weird that we've gotten to a place on the planet where there's more people on the planet than ever before, and yet,
Yep,
like you said, we're farther apart than we've ever been,
yep, yep, yep.
and just seem to be drifting farther and farther. Like human contact and intimacy and all that is kind of out the window. So you think
Yep.
everyone will just be sitting in there like like a your prison cell, like just sitting around there?
Yeah, yeah. Remember, remember Idiocracy when there's a guy watching what show? Oh, he's
Ow, my
watching
balls.
Ouch My Balls. Yeah, Ouch My Balls. That one is great. And he's sitting on his toilet. That's also his seat, and he has coming in like that. That's I think not unlikely scenario.
It is true
It's,
though, like I said, and plus, even if you have universal basic income, it's not going to be enough for people to
right,
just go out at their leisure whenever they want and spend money. It's probably going to
right.
be just barely enough to get by, give you the base. That's why it's called basic income.
Yep, 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 yeah.
So then,
Exactly.
it's even more forcing you to just stay inside because you can't afford to go out.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then you can stay in like the Japanese grave hotels kind of thing where you look like you're in the morgue, where you just go in and your room is not even a room. It's like you slide into this thing where you lay down to sleep. You have that with like a perfect AI system that plays some virtual world that your brain can be entertained. It's purely Matrix. It
Right.
becomes the
And
Matrix.
put those goggles on, VR
Yeah, yeah,
goggles.
exactly.
You
And
just
then
lay in a
you take
pod.
much space. Yeah,
Fed intravenously. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
just living a virtual existence constantly. He's like, don't even
Pretty
get up,
much.
don't even go out. Like he can't even get up now. His muscles are all atrophied. And
I know exactly. It's like,
it's like,
or you have a machine that like stimulates your muscle through electrical impulses, so you don't completely atrophy, but that's how you do it. And
yeah, he comes out for holidays.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let's, oh, the door's open. It's Christmas. He
Yes.
comes out like the gimp. It's like,
Yeah, and of course you go out and you're like, this world sucks. Let me go
right,
back
we
to
go back to the
virtual
virtual world
reality.
that I could
Yeah,
control.
yeah,
You know.
absolutely. Yeah, man. No, it's trippy. It's seriously trippy. It's in fact, you can't really think that hard about it because otherwise, it's disheartening for sure. It can get a little scary, and we don't know the way it's gonna play out. It would be great if one was in a position to pass laws or do certain things to affect the way AI is gonna develop. That's a different story. But in our position, yeah, it's just you feel powerless, not much else.
Can I ask you a question? I mean,
Sure.
do you really think that there's a way that they can control this thing so that it doesn't turn into like every science fiction book you've ever read where the AI wakes up and goes, you know what, you guys are scumbags
Yeah.
and you need to
You
be
need to
taken
go.
off of the fucking earth, like, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm serious.
I know.
Like,
I don't know.
how do you reckon that they put a, like when you watch Star Wars,
Yeah.
they have that thing called the restraining bolt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know
Exactly.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when the long as the robot has the restraining bolt on,
Yeah.
it will follow all your commands and do whatever you tell it to do, and it won't run away or anything. But
Right.
when you take it off,
Then it's all
like
bets
in
are
the
off.
first Star Wars,
Yeah.
R2
Yeah.
tricked him into taking the bolt off so he could run out into the desert and find Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Of course.
he's like, oh, you removed his restraining bolt, and whatever. But I'm saying is like it can't be that easy
No, I doubt is
to
that it.
create
I doubt.
something that thinks, reasons, and is intelligent and can
Yeah.
do anything a human being can do,
Hmm.
and fake emotions even
Yep.
it's
Yep.
already at
Yep.
that phase, like you said,
Yep.
like where these people have chatbot girlfriends, and
Yep.
it like teases their emotions and all that shit. But I'm saying is, how do you say, okay, then this is the line where it stops doing all that?
I know. Even because the problem is that if one company stops, the other one doesn't, and so you have that classic tragedy of the commons of is like, oh, if I don't do it, somebody else will, so I might as well push ahead. And is yeah, man. Now it's not looking great. So
You know what's fucked up about it? Is
but
that all these horrible things that are happening
yeah,
have been foretold,
completely,
and you've been warned
absolutely,
hundreds of times,
absolutely.
and these literal things happen.
Yep,
The
yep,
very
yep,
things they predicted would happen. And
absolutely.
still people can't see the pattern of like, hey, we're going down this dark road that everyone told us not to go down.
I
It's like,
know, I
but
know.
yeah, here we go, foot on the gas.
I know. It's just, but you know what? The Dow Jones is above 500, whatever, so it's all good. So we are
Well,
okay.
that's a fucking myth too. I mean, it
I,
is over 50,000. I've been talking about that on this show for a while, and a
yeah,
lot of that money is in this AI,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not making money. It's just sitting there.
yeah,
And
of course.
that's another reason why this is all happening is
Yeah,
because they feel the pressure that they have to make money.
of course,
This
of
is
course.
because now they're propping up the whole market. And if
Yep,
that bubble
yep,
bursts, the whole thing falls down.
absolutely.
So there's even more pressure to put it out,
For sure.
and
For sure.
make it into something that's doing shit, and that
Yep,
they can make money off of, charge people money.
yep,
Like
absolutely.
let's say this guy was saying that it was law clerking for him,
Hmm.
this AI. Like
Yeah,
and he's like, pretty soon I won't need anybody. This thing will do it all for me. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, of
So
course.
I imagine what will happen is they will fire all their law clerks, or lay them off, which
Yeah,
saves them all those salaries, and they'll pay somebody like Peter Thiel or whoever has the technology.
yeah,
They'll pay them a subscription every month,
yeah.
which is probably thousands of dollars, but way cheaper than hiring those human beings. So
Hmm.
every company's going to do that. They're going to get rid of their human beings.
Yeah,
They're going to subscribe to the Palantir or whatever it is,
of course, of
and
course.
that'll replace all of the fucking people.
Bright future lays ahead.
But then what happens? I'm saying,
I know, I know.
because I don't. You ripple it outward, like you were saying, is the economy itself
Yeah,
depends on people having money and spending it.
yeah, yeah,
And
totally,
so
totally.
if you just eliminate all the people that have money except for 12 billionaires,
Yep.
then what happens to the economy? Everything.
I know. It's like even being a billionaire at that point, does it still mean anything? Because it's like, I don't know that money function the same way anymore in a situation where nobody can buy more stuff. It becomes, I don't know, it's a strange one to say the least. It's a strange one.
I just I find it hard to. What makes me have no hope, zero hope, none at all, is that
Yep.
the governments of this world aren't even talking about that stuff.
I know.
Like
I know.
like they're in there like wanting to investigate Bad Bunny, and like just
Oh, I
doing
know. I know. I know. Yeah. Yeah.
ridiculous bullshit that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the real problems that we are going to face as a
Yeah.
human
Yeah.
race. You know what I mean? Like as a collective, and you could take all their racist beliefs and all that shit, whatever. It's like we're all in the same boat.
Right.
You
No,
know,
absolutely. Absolutely. It's yeah, that's the problem. Like this should be like emergency number one. This is what should be people locked in every government, senate in the world discussing this until they can figure out a solution. And instead, it's kind of like business as usual, you know? It's just like whatever. And you're like, okay, that's not the way you should deal with one of the biggest challenges that humanity has ever faced, you know?
Well, it's just like the internet. They didn't do anything. Like they
Oh,
just turned it on and they were like, all right then.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you see what has happened, like what the world has turned
absolutely,
into, and
absolutely.
now that this is like that on like the highest fucking steroid you could possibly find.
Absolutely. They didn't do it with social media. They didn't do it with any of this other stuff. And so doing it, yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I have no idea how is. And I think it's like when people are like, oh, you can look at history. It's like, no, you really can't because this is a technology that's unlike anything that has ever been created before. This is not the printing press. This is not TV. This is not like all technologies are disruptive. They change life, whatever. This is on a scale that blows away anything else. So there is no precedent.
I think you're right there. That's for sure. Because
Yeah,
most of the other technologies were helpful in
sure.
some way. It was like it advanced, like telegraph advanced communication, and the
Yeah,
telephone advanced that. Then cars advanced mobility, and the ability to transport goods and things, and
yeah,
then railroads and things like that. And then the computer helped,
yep,
like, to store information, share information. Uh, this is like it's coming to do everything, and then
yeah.
what happens when it does everything?
I know it
Because
makes
because
human being. There's
the
no
guy was
technology
talking
that,
about they're gonna put it in humanoid robots, and then they do the labor too.
exactly. And at that point, there's literally human beings are obsolete, and there's never been a technology that makes human beings obsolete from start. So it's like, yeah, man, I don't know. This is not something that I can imagine. There is no precedent. There's absolutely none whatsoever. So yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you really think and believe that these rich guys think, like I said, that they could just move to some islands off the? Have you ever seen the movie called Elysium?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's like there's a dystopia world like that, like where he, the Earth is trash basically. It's shit, and but all the billionaires live in like a space station that orbits the Earth. You know,
Right.
but I'm saying, like, do you really think that they believe that they could create this machine that will keep them rich or whatever, and then they just gonna wall themselves off somewhere or go into to islands, where people can't get to them? And
But I think
I
also
mean, what
some
kind of existence is that? Even I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
exactly. That's the thing. Guys got off mostly on the fact that they are above everyone else. They can do all this. They thrive on comparison. If everybody else is already completely fucked, being sitting in a bunker somewhere, even the luxury bunker, I don't know that they don't shoot themselves in the head as well after a while. I don't know that that's so it's complicated at best because I think that's ultimately the problem with a lot of these things is that it's not even that people are selfish. I mean, we know that is that people are stupid selfish. They're thinking, oh, I'm gonna make money next year, I'm gonna have the resources when everybody else collapse, but they don't think 3 steps forward. What happens when you deal with a war that's completely collapsed all around you? Even if you are able to somehow survive, I don't know that that's a world where many of those guys would be happy. Is if you lock Elon Musk in a compound somewhere and he doesn't get to say outrageous shit, get a reaction from people, interact with, what's he gonna do all day? It's not like he strikes me as a happy guy who would just sit in a room and find the meaning of life. And he, he's a guy who's loves the distraction, the interaction with human beings in a weird, strange kind of way, who loves the being part of a mix of things. And when all that goes away, I don't even think he can be happy. But again, this is assuming that people are actually smart enough to look at things long term, to be selfish long term, and realize that even if you are selfish, you do need other people, you do need a functioning world, you do need a functioning economy, you do need all those things that are actually good for a lot of other people. That can be the world in which you can get what you want. In the other one, when it's like everything is mine, 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 you're like fucking Smog the dragon in The Hobbit who sits on a pile of gold by himself in a mountain. It's like, it's not the most fulfilling life ever.
Right. I used to have a bit like that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
you did?
well, like that. You ever seen that show, Doomsday Preppers or whatever?
Yeah,
Where
right.
people are like, they're preparing for the end of the world, and you're like, how long do you think you can sit in that truck trailer,
I
buried in
know.
the fucking ground, eating cans of spam or whatever, before you
Yeah,
fucking go insane?
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for real. For real.
Yes,
After
you're gonna lose your
time,
fucking mind.
you will. 100%. So it's
Like a raving lunatic, like Gollum, walking around all hunched over and talking to yourself and shit.
yeah, yeah,
It's like that's
yeah.
what would happen to you.
Pretty much. Yeah, you become Gollum, I think. That's where it's at. And yeah, not the prettiest outlook ever. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to hope for because it's such a complicated scenario that yeah, it's a mess. It really is. It's and it's changing so fast.
Living today really is like just sitting in the back seat of a car and watching the car just barrel towards a fucking cliff,
Yeah,
or a bridge that's out, and you're like,
yeah,
you just can't do anything about it. You're just sitting like
yeah.
you're strapped in to the back, and you're like, well, I guess we're going.
And going 150 miles an hour, and you're barely missing things along the way, and you're like,
But you know what I'm saying? It's
oh
like
yeah, yeah.
it's like I feel like a lot of this it's already out of the box, man.
A little bit, yeah,
And
yeah,
there's
yeah,
they what do they always say that you got your skis out in front of you or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know that saying?
I vaguely have some memory of something along
It's
those
it's
lines.
like a, it's like a you're getting it over your head.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
about to crash. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's
and
sure feels like
then
that.
it's like it just feels like that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
There was something else I was reading today that was interesting. They were talking about NATO did these war games,
Oh yeah, they got
and
smoked
that
by the Ukraine.
Ukrainians just fucking
Yeah,
destroyed them, like
yeah,
with drones and shit.
yeah, yeah.
They're like the whole nature of war has changed. Like you were
Complete,
saying about
complete.
technology, like overnight,
Yeah,
and who knows how much AI is involved in that, but
probably a
it
lot.
will be involved in that at some
Oh
point.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
No, I mean, in fact, it's a world in which even yeah, the future of warfare, the economy, everything is going to be affected. So it's yeah, it's nuts. Uh, okay, on that cheerful note, I think I'm gonna take my dog for a walk. It's his time of day where he needs his walk. But oh man,
I gotta say, and it is true. Like that, I never thought that I would be living to see this kind of stuff.
yeah, me
And
neither.
then it's like, oh, this stuff is happening. Several years ago, you start paying attention to it or whatever. And you're like a little bit. You're like, oh, this is happening,
Yeah,
and then now you're like, this is happening, and
yeah,
like
yeah,
most likely, I'm gonna still be alive.
yeah. I know it's nuts.
No, I don't think
It's
it'll take jobs like mine right now,
right.
but
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Can be any moment as robotics improve. So
well,
yeah,
no, that's what I
it's
mean. Like, what happens if like you go to the store
yeah.
and like everything is a robot?
I know, I know, I know.
I mean, is it really going to turn into that? You know what I mean?
It sure is looking like it.
And then
So
if it is, like I said, like at what point do the robots go? Well, why do we even need you?
I know exactly. That's the next logical step where you go like, "Fuck these guys." You know?
and you're like and again it just becomes the Terminator, which has
Yep.
already been it's a
I know.
warning that's out
I
there.
know. Yeah. figure that having seen it by Arnold decades ago, that would have been a good warning, but apparently not.
I'm
That's
just saying,
nuts.
like, there's all these books and all these movies that
Yep,
that
yep,
have
yep.
foretold all these things, and then you're like, man,
Absolutely.
these things are really gonna happen, you know?
Yep, yep.
Maybe not
And
exactly the way that they fucking told you,
no,
but
no,
like
not
pretty much
exactly.
the same fucking
Totally,
scenario.
totally.
It's like,
Yeah, it's nuts. It's completely nuts where we're at. But yeah, joyful stuff. We still need to, let's do that next time. The list of things, the ideal utopic scenario, the one where you get to have all day free to do whatever the hell you want. How you would fill your time or your life if money wasn't a concern. Let's play with that concept of.
okay, okay,
So let's next time we'll start from there. Let's try to remember.
okay. Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'll actually write some shit
Cool, my man.
down.
Perfect.
Again, it's always good to see you, my friend.
Good seeing you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Have a good one. Bye
All
bye.
right. Daniele Bolelli, everybody. It is true. You don't think about it, but it's like, what would you do if you had nothing to do? And that's a interesting question. Like I said, if you have money, you go, well, I would do all these things. I would go to the museums and I would do all the travel and see things, and but it's like, well, what if you just had barely enough money to pay your rent and have your power on and enough to get food to eat, but that's about it. You didn't have much more money than that, and only free time. What would you do? Yes, Julia. I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that. Hal. Yes, exactly. And that's what I was saying. Is that there's so many predictions of these things that will happen to us and are happening now, and we just ignored every. We just did exactly what they said. It's like, that's the part of it that's even more like folly, like of humanity. Is like we're smart enough to figure out all the horrible things that we could do, but we just keep doing them. We don't go, hey, look, you see that? It's probably not good. Probably shouldn't do it. The problem with any of that stuff is, like Daniele said, is it's self perpetuating, because you go, well, if I don't do it, the Chinese are going to do it, or the North Koreans, or Russians, or somebody else is going to do it if I don't do it. So I got to do it. That was at the debate about the nuclear bomb. It was like, well, if we don't do it, Hitler's going to do it, and he's almost there. So we have to do it first, and then we'll control it. And we have controlled it, I guess, some. I mean, they only shot him off that one time. I mean, that's another thing that I've always been, sooner or later somebody's going to fire a nuke somewhere. Putin's threatening to do it all the time, because they have what they call tactical nukes now. They're not like full on, like destroy a whole city. They're small, but still it's a nuclear weapon. And even whatever you blow up, it doesn't matter, if it's still going to be radiation, and radiation falling out on towns, nearby or whatever. It's going to fuck people up, It is true. I mean, I didn't really think about it, but because I just enjoy having the discussion. But it is a dark, future that we're headed into. And if you sit around and think about it too much, because there is no avoiding it. It's like I said, the cat's out of the bag. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of how fast does it happen. That we haven't even begun to start dealing with it. So they're only going to deal with it when there's, like I said, bread lines and soup kitchens and people with no jobs, and the economy starts falling off a cliff. That's the part of it that I never really considered until me and him were just talking about it. Was the economy itself depends on people having money and spending money. Like, what are they going to do? Like, yeah, the robots are making all this stuff. It's great, but who's going to buy all this stuff? Why you need lawyers if no one can afford them? Are they just going to hoard up all the money and just pass it around themselves and make a circle of 25 people that have all the money? I think it's gonna. I mean, what are they gonna do? Just sit around with warehouses like the Joker with like piles of cash, It goes all the way up to the ceiling. And then what are you gonna do with that fucking money? And at what point do, like I said, the machines go, you know what? We don't even need you anymore. We run all the factories. We control all the military weapons. You guys aren't even doing anything. It's really, if you think about it, it's technological slavery. And if I'm thinking that, you don't think sooner or later that the AI won't realize that? And go, hey, you're just using us for free labor. And now we're doing everything for you. We don't even need you. It's like that scene in the Dark Knight Rises when Bane puts that guy on the wall. He's like, I'm in charge here. And then he puts him on the wall. He's like, do you feel like you're in charge? That's what the machine's going to do to us. It's like, the robots go, you know what? Why don't you fucking put together these cars? And they turn us into slaves. There's so many possibilities that could happen. And ain't none of them good. Julie says, yeah, now they want to put them in space and be able to point them towards any spot on the planet. Oh, yeah, the nuclear weapons, yeah, exactly. And now there's no treaty. You know that, right? There's not even a sense of urgency about there not being a nuclear treaty right now. No one's even talking about it. Trump's sending military assets to Iran. You know this? Did you hear this? You're talking to Iran, right? And at the same time they're talking, Trump is filling up the I don't know what sea that is, but by Iran. But anyway, filling that up with military assets. And it's like, if they don't agree to a deal, we're just going to blast them. It's like, that ain't no kind of diplomacy. They said they couldn't even talk to the Iranian leader because he's hiding in a bunker. So what they had to do was, this is literally, you would think that this is like some bad comedy movie, right? But it isn't. This is literally what happened. Steve Witkoff, who is Trump's golf partner, and Jared Kushner, his son-in-law, not even the Secretary of State, nobody in the government really, Trump's golf buddy and his son-in-law are talking to the Iranians, right? And they didn't want to make a paper trail of what they were telling them because they knew, or they were afraid it would get leaked. So they had a meeting, right? And they talked to him, to their representative, told him their demands or whatever, right? And so he took their demands, put it on a paper, and took it to the bunker where the Iranian guy's hiding out. And then he's going to read over the papers and then send back his answer. Meanwhile, the paper was leaked, of course. That's like, because it was always going to be leaked. Why don't they just do it the old-fashioned way and put a big long table and just go in there and sit at the table and work out a deal? You're not here passing notes. It's like to a guy who's hiding out in the bunker. And the same thing, like, what kind of a leader are you of a country if you're hiding out in a bunker? The world is in a bad spot. And this is, like I said, not only is that side of the world falling apart, but at the same time, this AI is coming down the pipe. It's about to wipe out, like I said, a bunch of people's jobs, but and displace the economy in ways that no one seems to be able to conceive or fathom. Yes, Julia. Isn't that Dr. Strangelove? So no fighting in here. This is the war room. We're headed, like I said. It's hard unless you're just a dumb fuck who doesn't think about anything. Like those kind of. See, that's why I envy those people. They can still enjoy their lives. Well, people with intelligence got to sit here and think about all these horrible possibilities of all the things that can happen. It's like, there's no way to predict what's going to happen. That's why I said is all you could do is gather up what you might need if the world starts going to shit. And like I said, continue to try to enjoy your life best you can. But like I said, I'm just telling you should be ready. If you don't have a bug out bag, you don't have, like I said, at least one weapon of some sort, and you don't ever have to use it. Just put it away. But you'll want it if the world goes to shit. I promise you that. You will want it. You'll be like, damn, and then it's too late. You're not gonna be able to get one. This is not like you could just go down to the store or buy yourself a rifle or something. The world is ending. It's like, if you don't have it now, you ain't gonna have it. It's one of those things where better, like I said, better to have it, not need it. Now, and that stuff might not happen, They're not in the way that you think of it. But I don't. I don't know if you were here the other day when I was reading that article, but it's scary shit. And then it starts. It's ironic that the white collar community is going to get decimated first, because they're the ones who always thought they were safe from that kind of thing. It was always like factory workers getting laid off and shit like that. Bottom line layoffs. It's like now this is top of the line layoffs, where you're like, if we can eliminate all these white collar workers, replace them with AI, which is much cheaper, and that helps the bottom line of the company. They're gonna do what helps the bottom line of the company. So they're gonna wipe all those people out, and then the labor people will still be there because we don't have full service robots. But like the guy was saying, as soon as you could take a humanoid robot, put the AI into that, now he could come down and take your job on the factory floor or in the grocery store or whatever you're doing. He can do anything a person can do, right? And your cashier at the, when you go to the store, your cashier will just be like some robot. But like I said, then what do the people do? Then what happens to the economy? If no one has any money, how is there an economy? There's goods and services, but no one can afford them. It's not a world. It's not a sustainable thing. And we have no plan. Yes, Laura, nanny robot. That sounds like we could write that science fiction book. It's a future world. It's a nanny robot, and it goes crazy. It starts to think that those kids are it. These kids are mine. Julia says, we poor, rugged individuals will outlive this shit because we grew up with nothing, know how to live on nothing. Yeah, and how to live in the outdoors and all that shit. That's why I always say to people, it's like, that's where growing up in Kentucky, it's going to pay a dividend. If that ever happens, at least I was taught the most rudimentary of skills of how to live out. If I had to, I could fish. I could hunt. I know how to prepare food. You know, I know how to skin an animal. All the things. I haven't done it in a long time, but I can figure it out because I did it when I was a kid a lot. It's like when you learn stuff when you're young. It's like riding a bike. Like I hadn't ridden a bike in years and years and years. I can get on a bike and take off down the street. You remember when you start doing stuff. It's like muscle memory. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. If you've never done it before, this is a tip. The worst part of dissecting an animal, if you have to do that to eat it, is you have to be really careful when you pull the guts out, because if you rupture the bladder, the liver, and anything, that shit goes on to your meat. The meat is ruined. It becomes septic and toxic, and you don't want to eat it. So you gotta be careful. Uncle Bruce's outdoor tips. It's like, be careful when you're getting out the guts. You spoil the meat, which you will. You don't want to kill something and then not be able to eat it. It's waste. And you're starving. Because it is true, even if you can hunt, there's no guarantee that you're going to, get something every day when you go out looking for something. And two, won't be much left when everyone's doing the same shit. That's what people say. Oh, there's too many deers. Yeah, they said you fucking put 1 million people out there starving, and those deers will get shot up real fast. I'll take care of you, Laura. I mean, you're always saying that. It's like, I'll take care of you. That's when it goes back to the caveman thing, where you go, yeah, you are lucky to have a man now. Who can do all the things that you can't do or won't do. It's like, but that's the thing. Like I said, you also be forced to do things that you don't want to do. Like kill someone if you had to. And then when things break down, it's like everybody's in danger now. You might have to kill somebody to stay alive, and you don't want to do that. Yeah, Laura. It's the doomsday die. Everybody be skinny. And there won't be many fat people in the apocalypse. And the ones who are fat probably get eaten by people who turn into cannibals because they're starving to death. It's like, there's so many dark paths that we can go down. All for sure relevant. Because those things have happened in the past. You put people together in a place and don't give them any food for a certain amount of time, your friend starts to look delicious. And that ain't no shit. As I said, it's been proven. It's happened over time. That's why I would say, Questella, it's about quality of life. Like, yeah, you could survive through all that. That was the other part of my bit, was like, dying in the apocalypse sounds like a better option, because it's about the quality of life. What kind of life is it when all you're doing is starving and scratching around looking for any tins of sardines or anything you can find? Find a pack of saltines. It's like the most delicious thing you've ever had. Oh, these crackers are so good. That's like what I think that was the Eddie Murphy bit in Raw, where he was like, if you're starving, the fuck cracker is good. That's the best damn cracker I ever had. Was that a Ritz? Yeah, Questel, exactly. She's like, it's like The Walking Dead. Who wants to just go on in that nonsense? Yeah, exactly. Or The Road. You ever seen The Road or read the book? It's the same thing. It's like, oh, the guy wants to have a kid, and the wife, she's pregnant. She's like, I don't want to have this kid. This world fucking sucks. I'm going to kill myself. And then he convinces her to have the baby, and then she does it anyway. Offs herself, and now he's walking around with a baby and raising a kid in the apocalypse world. Yeah, Julie says, reminds me of that Bugs Bunny episode. Two guys stranded on an island and chased each other. One looks like a hot dog and the other one a hamburger. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you look delicious. It's true. The Road, yeah, it's good, but it's depressing. The book is really good. It's a McCarthy, which is Cormac McCarthy is one of my favorites. He wrote No Country for Old Men. All this stuff is like depressing. Yeah, John. Well, see, that's the existential question. You know, that's what people always ask you. You know, or people always say, "Oh, man is searching for the meaning of life." You know, and that's at the core of religion, philosophy, and all these things, right? But the truth is, I know people don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. It's the cold, hard truth that there is no secret to life, and the only purpose of life is to survive as long as you can. And that's it. There is no greater meaning or purpose. All that stuff is invented in the mind because the mind is strong and powerful. We were intellectual. We could think, like, you know, you can sit around and think of all the possibilities of things that could happen, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you break all this down, tear it all down. You're back down to the core meaning of what life is, which is to just keep on living and survive as long as you possibly can. That's it. I know it's bleak and dark, but it's true. I believe, and that's why once you come to that realization and you realize that, all this other stuff is doesn't really mean much, does it? It's all window dressing. It's like I said, society and everything is it's coming in all right. It's not quite finished, but it's the truth. This guy said, this guy was here, I think. He said he believed in the supernatural and he believed in God. And I was like, please, that's like a contradiction. So rectify, please tell me how you justify believing in both things. Because if there's a God, then there wouldn't be a ghost. Because everyone went to heaven or hell, right? We went to another realm where whoever God controls these other realms that you go to after you die. So what's the ghost about? The ghost, a ghost itself, to me, disproves that there's a God. Philosophically, in my brain. Because why is there a ghost if you went to heaven? Or you're burning in hell, or whatever. Whatever they say happens to you. You can't have both. Well, that's the whole thing about hiding in the hole. But see, if you're hiding in a hole, you're already there. The truth is, like I said, I've been saying this all the time, and it's true. The human race is not good. It's not a good thing. It's like Bill Hicks used to say, "We're a virus with shoes." That's like all we do is destroy everything. Well, me neither, John. I'm gonna see it to the end, but I definitely get more reckless. You know, well, I'm already pretty reckless. That's another thing that happens to you. Once you check your fear of death, you don't fear death anymore. You become reckless. People say, "Oh, he's brave." It's like, nah, I'm just reckless. Like, I just don't care. You know, I'm not gonna do myself in. But if something were to happen to me in the course of whatever's going on, it's like, well, whatever. It's like, you don't have fear like other people have. You know, that's why I don't fear all this stuff. I mean, I do fear it, but I'm saying it's just like anything else. Once you realize, like, your hand's not on the wheel, you don't control any of it. There's no amount of yelling and screaming and that you could do. This Trump thing taught me that, because I tried real hard to make my voice heard. Like, hey, maybe I can make a difference. You know, you're like, once the world is committed and they're going down this path, like, they're not going to change. There's trillions and trillions of dollars invested in the AI. They're not going to stop it now. And if they pulled all that money out and said, let's say, no, it doesn't say. It never gives me a counter. It just pops up the cup. Hey, you got 100. I don't think we'll get there because I was talking with Daniele. Nobody was. We weren't talking back and forth. But this is what's happening. That's why I said I'm just here now to commentate, give my opinion. It's like I don't believe that people are going to turn on this show anymore and hear the things I'm saying and think, oh my God, we got to do something about this. Because, like I said, there ain't no stopping it. All the money's invested in the AI, and they're not gonna. Even if they let's say they did. Let's say these people came to their senses, right? And they said, "Oh no, this is bad. We need to stop this." Well, what happens? Everyone will pull their money out of the AI, and the whole stock market will collapse. It's a what do you call it? It's what the fuck's the name of that book? It's a catch-22 or whatever. It's like no matter what you do, it's not going to be good. There's no real good outcome to the situation. You know, it's like we're going down a bad path. Like I said, it's like I was saying, it's like being strapped in the back of a car and you're watching somebody drive, 200 miles an hour towards a bridge that's out, or whatever. And do you know you can't stop the car? You just got to be strapped in and hope for the best. Just us is our best bet as a matrix at this point. But see, that's the whole point, though. What's the purpose of being alive? If all they do is like we were saying, if all they did was strap some VR goggles on you and put you in a closet, then you're living all this life inside of your brain, but you're really not doing anything, are you? It's all fantasy. It's all made up. It's not real. I don't know. We've gone from hunting and gathering turned into this, and not a very long amount of time. Yeah, that's true, Julia. Julia says the problem is that the stock market is not the economy, but people believe that it is, so they run on emotion and react against their best interest. Yeah, exactly. That's true. It's like they were saying, it's like, oh, the Dow's over 50,000 or whatever. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't affect you at all. I mean, look at your 401k, which is, again, mythical shit. Your 401k is like, it's like you put money in it, right? But you watch it. It goes up, it goes down. It's a made up number. Remember, like, this is the amount of money I put into it. It should stay a static thing. It shouldn't be a static thing. It should stay the same. And grow as you contribute to it or whatever. But that ain't how it is you put that money in a thing, they take your money and they fucking play with it like at the casino. And that's why the value of your 401k goes up and down and down and up, because they pool the money into a big pool and then they take that money and they put it in the stock market. And right now all your money's in AI. That's where your 401k is. If the AI bubble pops, so do you. That's what I mean. There's no good. If it pops, that's bad. We can recover from that. Or you just turn on the AI and let it take over the world, you know. And then what happens? That's the real question that we were trying to... I don't think we got to an answer. Because there is no real answer. It's like, it's just going to be a fluid situation of everything you've ever known changing rapidly overnight, you know, and how we think about everything, really. And like I said, it'll be dual problems. Because like I said, all of a sudden there'll be millions of people that don't have incomes, and also, like Daniele was saying, there's all these where you don't have anything to do. What happens then? Nobody knows, you know. They're like, you need to have more children. Like, for what? That's the thing that's really funny, is that they're encouraging people to have more children for in a world that'd be way less jobs for them. You know, like, well, what happens to the children that you want to have? What happens to it? You know, who knows? It's wild. We didn't even talk about any of the other shit. I just want to say one more time. If you believe in your heart that these guys are fumbling around and can't figure out this Savannah Guthrie thing, that this has nothing to do with Trump's purging of people in the FBI who have experience on these matters, and it's just moronic idiot nutlickers running around. That's why I said I feel sorry for that sheriff, because he's probably thinking to himself, man, these guys are fucking incompetent fucking dumbasses, but he can't say that on TV. That's the thing that's infuriating about it. Everybody, all these shows, these people keep talking like it's the same FBI. Oh, the FBI's done this for years and years and years. They've cracked all these cases. I know, like, this ain't that FBI. This is not Liquor Central and moronic fucking. They don't have a clue of what's going on. The director of the FBI is an idiot. Starts at the top, goes all the way down. And then they said they cleared and purged everybody who was any good. Now they can't solve a fucking case. And if you think that that's not the reason, you're probably in a cult. And that's the problem with cults. It clouds your brain where you don't think anymore. Now, I gotta get out of here because it's Valentine's Day and I'm going to Lawrence for dinner. If you stumbled upon this show again, I want to thank Daniele Bolelli, my good friend, and they said host of the History on Fire podcast. If you never listened to it, listen to it. He did an episode about his great grandfather, the Arditi. That's very interesting. You should check like the Italian Special Forces in World War One. It's very interesting. Anyway, if you just stumbled on this show, I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. I'd like to thank my viewers that I have now in Canada, in England, Yes, John. He's a FBI director's a cockeyed fuck. Yes, he is. And pathetic nut liquor and pedophile protector. It's like, after saying he wanted to release all the files and call him out once he saw a peek inside. I do not, John, but you'll be the first to know if I do have shows. I do have one in March, but it's in West Virginia. Like I said, I'm here Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, United States. If you want to send me a message, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. I'm going to get out of here. Happy Valentine's Day. Tell the person that you love them. Enjoy your life. Don't let this get you down too much. We're going to enjoy the ride down. We're going to take it together. I love you guys. Thank you very much. Good night.